Hey everyone, thanks for tuning back in to mattsteinwede.com. Yes, I finally got some new shirts, so here you go. Woohoo! Different colors, you'll see some different ones from now, which is great. So this video is called Dumb It Right Down. What I mean by this is sometimes we can get too caught up in trying to make a slick presentation. Sometimes even trying to be someone we're not, when there is absolutely no reason to be. People want to deal with people that they can connect with, and you connect with energy, not words. So when you're dealing with people in a market opinion, for instance, keep it really simple. You know, some of the best in this industry, now I'm gonna put a bit of, you know, what would I call it, inverted commas around this, but their presentation is basically just a conversation. They don't even do a lot of stuff. They just have a really good conversation around what the market is, where their property is, what the strategy is, where to from here, and get it started. So now, I'm not saying go do that at all, but it's amazing how you can go from all the stuff to potentially just a really good conversation with a bit of confidence behind it, and the owners feel that sort of energy around you, really know where, you know, where we're at and where we should go, and they go with that. So that's what I mean about your presentation, the energy around it. Have you really thought about what's yours like? Are you trying to be someone you're not? Are you trying to present and it doesn't really feel that comfortable for you? You have to make something fit for you, and then it will start to fit for other people. I guess, I was going to show you this graph here, but before that, your presentation, if it's based around solution, it is 10 times more powerful. Not statements that are like, you know, we do this, we're this, we can do this, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, it doesn't matter about statements and where you're coming from. All that matters is your solution for the client. So that's why questions are so important at the beginning. Understanding where people are at is the #1 thing to get to know before you start presenting, because it's really hard to present and provide solution if you don't know where they're at. So there's a lot of stages to the listing presentation, but I guess I just want to talk about when you're there presenting to people. This is the structure that I use. So this structure is the 6 elements that connect together to create a premium result. And this is how I start my listing presentations. Not all the time. If I know the people, I've had a history with them, or they know me or whatever, sometimes I just talk about it, but I still run off this. This is the format I've still got in my mind. So structure, I think, is the thing that you can use to keep a listing presentation really simple. Otherwise it just turns into a wordy mess that doesn't really go anywhere. You know, you can get right off track. I always keep my presentations on track. Even if they start to go off track, I'll bring them back, because I know exactly where I need to be to provide them with the solution, hopefully, that they need, but also the opportunity of securing a premium price. So I always know how I'm tracking. Sometimes I only get to like the 3rd point here, and they're ready to go. You know, the first 2 points have answered their questions, they're happy with me, they're happy with my pre-list kit, they're happy with my track record or whatever it may be. I might just touch on a couple of these, away we go. But in my mind, I really understand the structure of a listing presentation, and also how to keep it really simple that people can relate to it. You know yourself, if something's really complicated, you tend to back off. So it's a little bit much. If something's really simple, you think to yourself, yeah, I get that. I get that. And that's what people are looking at you for. They're looking to for guidance, but they're also looking at you saying, can I work with this person? So if something feels right for them and feels easy and feels, yeah, that's pretty straightforward. You know, that's pretty straightforward. 9 times out of 10, they think to themselves, I can do business with that person. They don't even remember half the words that you've said. It's just that you were to the point. You obviously mirror them to a degree, but to a point, have some structure, have a logical ending, and hopefully away you go. So dumb it right down if you can. I want to ask you this also. Have you ever videoed yourself doing a listing presentation? Because I highly suggest that you do. I highly suggest that you video yourself and get a feel for what you sound like, because I think you'll see things that are very different than what you think some of the time. Does it go too long? Do you talk too much? Do you even make sense? You know, do you waffle on a bit about stuff that doesn't even really make sense and go anywhere really? So is that you? Or do you have a really, do you have what would you say, a path that touches a lot of hot buttons along the way, asks questions, gets people involved, has refreshing parts in the middle, that's a bit animated, that's a bit interactive, that's different, that enthuses people, that keeps people interested, but it's very to the point. So is that your listing presentation? It's a very important thing to ask. So anyway, I just wanted to keep this simple, you know, dumb it right down, but simple is the key to success when you're presenting, definitely. Simple but powerful, and powerful comes through understanding powerfulness, I guess, or having a powerful presentation comes from you really understanding it. That's why role play is so important, because role playing keeps you really fresh, but really gets you understanding the message that you're sharing with people. You really understand what you're saying to them, so you can give them guidance, and it has an element of, has a really firm foundation, has a strong message with it when you really understand something. All right, question of the day. Do you like my new shirt? What do you think? Be gentle. All right, thanks so much for tuning in, and as always, helping make this real estate world a much better place. See you on the next video.